When people ask me, like, Remy, why'd you sign up for this meditation teacher training? Um, what I've been telling people is like my entire life has been in preparation for this. It really has. Um, the past decade, throughout my 20s, I think similar to a lot of us here, was spent chasing after the trip, the vacation, the retreat, the girl, um, the thing, the material object, the designer sneakers, whatever it was. Um, and after a decade of chasing those things, and I got the dream job, I got the girl and the relationship that I was looking for. Even after achieving all those things, it still wasn't enough. Um, and it took me to some really extreme states of mind in my pursuit to like chase after the next. And I really started to realize I'm like, okay, I'm on this treadmill, you know, when is this going to stop? Because the longer I stay on this, I can feel it picking up speed and momentum. And I don't necessarily like where it's going to take me. If I had to look, into the horizon 5 or 10 years, the picture wasn't very pretty. And I'm really fortunate that, I had my mom to introduce me to yoga because the practice of yoga, and funny enough, like this really does feel like deja vu because for my other YTT years, I was here earlier this year delivering a talk, and it just feels crazy to be up here again for a second time. But things have shifted for me in a really profound way because earlier this year I had some doubts, but now there are no doubts. I know with certainty that there isn't anything outside of me that's going to bring me the happiness, the joy, or the peace that I'm really looking for. Like I know that with certainty, it's not. Um, and so part of my message to folks that are listening, irregardless of how much time you've been meditating or how much time you've been doing yoga, it's just, try to remember that we really do have to go inside for the things that are going to shift our experience of life and reality. Um, and yoga helped cultivate that self-awareness for me because I didn't have the discipline to sit on a cushion. I would much rather be outside the studio chasing the whatever thing I thought was going to bring me happiness, or go accept my friend's invitation to go travel for some other, thing that we had planned. But I realized, pretty profoundly that the answer wasn't going to be in those things. And what meditation has really given me is undescribable. I mean, there is no amount of money, there is no relationship or anything like that that could ever compare to the states of being that you can touch, that you can experience in meditation. Like this deep, deep, inexplicable peace. Um, and that doorway was in my heart the entire time. Um, and that really made me, question my experience of reality, because it's like, it's not the world. I had the things, like I had the material things and the dream job. I was in off the coast of Spain or whatever in Latin America, and I still wasn't happy, despite having all the perfect trappings and idyllic setting. So, where was my world really coming from? And from yoga teacher training to now, there is zero doubt that my experience of the external world is truly a reflection of what's happening on an internal level. And listening to everybody's stories tonight, it's abundantly clear that meditation as a practice helps us to not be at the mercy of the human condition, because we all are going through really similar challenges and obstacles around self-love or relationships and breakups and job loss and asshole coworkers. But all of these things are inherent to being human, like the form that we're in right now. And it's not going anywhere. But meditation is the vehicle. It's the thing. Like, I've done the ayahuasca ceremony. I did the cold plunge, contrast therapy. I did 3 trainings. I've done 3 trainings. Like, meditation is the thing. Really going inside is going to be the thing that really shifts your experience of reality. And there is no other way. You have to go inside in your own heart to fundamentally shift things, because ultimately, like, being human, it's not going to change, and we have to try to transcend this human condition that we're in. Like, I'm arriving at the conclusion that for as long as I'm in this, it's going to be the same stuff. We're going to keep popping up time and time again. But there is no other tool in the toolkit that's going to get me out than meditation. And when you realize the power that your own mind has at transforming and creating your reality, that's so priceless. That's the most precious, priceless thing that you could ever touch. At least for me, it is. It's the most priceless, invaluable thing I have ever experienced in my entire life. To know that my world is coming from my thoughts, words, and actions. There's no value you can put on that. And helping other people realize that is the ultimate. You know, it's not going to come from the car or the other thing. It's really not. And so I think it's really important for all of us to really remember that we don't have to be at the mercy of the human condition. We can fight back. And there's a tool in our toolkit, and you have to go inside. And there really is no escape, you know. It doesn't matter how far I travel or who I'm dating or how much money I make. There's no escape. The only way to go is within. And so, yeah, that's the message that I want to share with you all.